Hey guys, Spartacus here. It's been 7 months, I think, since my first upload. Oh, look at that, nice little defend. Um, and yeah, a lot has happened since then. So in the video before, I had just departed from Nevermind, the number 2 faction at the time, and still now, and I didn't know what to do. Like I said before, I was lost. I was not knowing where I could go, but knew there was a lot of possibilities for me to go different places, I guess. So, what I ended up doing, there's a bunch of events up right now. What I ended up doing was I went to Soul Legacy. So I had mentioned before that I was in with Hog for a long time, and that's where I ended up going back to for many months, maybe 3 or 4. And yeah, I loved it there. I kind of talked more. I was more into the community. Like I really got into the game, talked to a lot of people, put myself out there type of thing. And so one weekend I kind of came up with the idea of maybe starting my own place, my own faction. And yeah, that blew up kind of out of nowhere. I ended up starting it, and this is it right here, Cataclysm. So what had happened was I started it with a close in-game friend, and we recruited people. We were sick of how the reward structure was so like set. 1, 2, 3 always got 1, 2, 3. That type of stuff. So we made the faction. We got a couple, kind of semi-retired players, but still really solid. On semi-actively, but great teams, great rep. So from there, we ended up getting the attention of quite a few factions. So eventually we ended up merging with the number 3 faction, which is obviously not here anymore, but they went by the name of Rude Awakening. So they had been in 3rd a long time. Like the faction was around maybe since the beginning, I'm not totally sure, but they were one of the longest standing factions at the time. So the faction was slowly deteriorating, and so I asked one of their players to join me, and so I messaged him like, "Hey man, I started something new. You'd be a great person to kind of fill in and teach some of the newer players." And he messaged back. He's like, "No, but we could do a merge." And I was confused. Like we were maybe the 11th at the time, 11th ranked overall. And the 3rd place faction wanted to merge with us. So I was like, shit. Wow. Okay, I'll talk to my leaders, but probably fuck. Yeah. So we talked it over. We made the room. We split. I don't know. We had 13. They probably brought 14, and then I filled in the rest with some pretty top tier players. And we were 4th for a long time. We ended up battling out with Evil Gladiators for a spot in 3rd, and they ended up winning it most of the time. But it made the competition what I wanted. It was very close for a long time, just like in Soul Legacy. So yeah. So maybe 2 weeks ago now, I made the decision to leave Cataclysm, and it was a big ordeal in the region. A lot of people were shocked, a lot of people not happy. I wanted to take a break from the game because I had midterms coming up. So currently I'm a college student for a paralegal program, and so I had 3 or 4 midterms coming up, and I was very stressed about it. So, being a leader is joked around in our region as a full-time job. So I wanted out. I wanted to quit the game, give it a little bit of time, get my studies focused on, and so be it. And so, if anyone from my region does end up seeing this somehow, what had happened that I didn't tell a lot of people, college, and all the colleges where I live actually, has gone on strike. So it's projected to take, I don't know, 2 to 4 weeks of the college shut down. So, you know, that's a long time for me to not be playing the game that I've been playing so much for a year plus. So I was factionless. I had made a huge goodbye. You know, it was a big ordeal. And so FKR, the #1 faction in our region, actually, I reached out to them because, you know, I was factionless. I didn't want to go. I felt like I could compete at a top level like I was before. So I reached out, and at that point, you know, I still kind of do have a good reputation. I mean, FKR isn't the most liked faction in our region. So there was a lot of drama in the region wars with regarding me and my decision to go there. But I'm loving it here. The people in the faction are fantastic, and being back on top is where I feel I should be. I feel like I'm a top tier player, whether that's arrogant or foolish, whichever. So that's where I am now, in FKR, or fuckers, whatever people call us, we call ourselves. And yeah. So this is my update video from the one 7 months ago. So that's how things are going in our region. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'll be posting some wars from the region war we had last weekend. And we'll go from there. Alright? See you boys. Sparty out.